Hi friends, it's Sunday, July 13th, 2014. Lynn and Jamie here, continuing our assignment in the D.C. area. And we have become aware over the past few days that our personal assignment that's right in front of us is challenging. And it appears to be, we're pretty sure that this is it, that it's time for us to learn to live on light, to learn to live without eating physical dimension food. And we know that this is possible. We know that there are people doing it. And we also know that it isn't easy. And we know that it is our assignment. So the intention for our session today is to heal the root causes of our physical body's need quote unquote for food, and whatever that need quote unquote represents, in such a way as to align with our soul's plan and to trigger the awakening whose time has come.
Because friends, we are about to enter a time where food is very scarce. This is a useful skill to have, and more importantly, it's a useful skill to teach. And who will be there to teach it if no one has learned how to do it? So we will learn how to do it, so that we can help others.
Friends, don't hoard your food. Share it with others. Remember the episode of the loaves and fishes 2,000 years ago. Share your food with others. Don't hoard it. We can learn to live on much, 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 much less. We can learn to live on a handful of rice a day, or less. It's true. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. And now is the time. Locking in the fire hose of truth, blasting away old levels of beliefs, and what's blowing out is just old biosphere level crud, all the biosphere level beliefs that exist about the need to eat, right?
Right.
Every life form on earth pretty much believes it needs to eat. Now, plants at least are more advanced than animals, right?
Right.
Because they're at least living on light of the physical kind, right?
Right.
But the actual goal is to live on light of the eternal kind, right?
Right.
To live on light where it's dark. They say, what do you notice? What I notice is, again, this thought of living waters being that which will sustain us, that which is destined to be food, that which has the purpose to be food. That feels very right. And they're giving me the right direction, keep going, and therefore, what else do we notice? Okay, well, what else I notice is that the soul energy that was being allocated by the resource director should have looked, felt, tasted, smelled like living waters. They say, that's right. And so therefore, they say, and therefore, so therefore, the more of our soul energy that we have in our bodies, the less we actually need to eat or do anything. And they're jumping up and down, clapping their hands. That's right, that's right, that's right. And they're talking about things like dental floss and all the things that we believe we need in order to be healthy. Food, clean water, dental floss, etc. Right?
Right.
And that soul in the body is the real deal. What actually creates a vibrantly healthy body, and none of those other things actually matter. Now in a channels out biosphere, food may very well have been required. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because there's not enough soul energy in the body to sustain it without food, right?
Right.
However, now is the time of the awakening, right?
Right.
And this is the time of getting our channels up. And when we get our channels up, more and more and more living waters, soul energy flows through us, right?
Right.
And when that happens, miracles occur. It's a restaurant kitchen, and those people are doing something, can't quite tell what. And it's not food preparation, though. It's the antithesis of food preparation. It might be food cleanup. They clean up the damage that food does to our systems. Wow, this is fascinating. I say, talk about this. And they're talking about all the things that food does to a light body. How it drains this, that, and the other. Like all the energy needed to digest the food, and all the time and energy going into thinking about food, and into thinking about where to get the food, and how to prepare the food, and cleaning up from the food. And like food ends up taking like 6 hours a day, you know?
Right.
And how crazy that is. And they're saying, what are you spending your attention on food for when the attention is supposed to be spent on living our plan, right?
Right.
And so these light beings, if that's who these are, it seems to be some kind of light being, I could be wrong, they just work night and day cleaning up the damage that food does. And so they're taking us off, and they're just now scrubbing off, and it's like caked on food, and it's been caked on for eons, centuries.
Right.
And they're scrubbing off the caked on food. And they're talking about how this will need to be scrubbed in layers, that they're showing how they're scrubbing our exterior layer, and then that layer will kind of exfoliate, and then the next layer will come up, and it too will need to be scrubbed and exfoliated, and so on and so on. So the guides are saying, what do I know? Well, what I know is mini-me thinking doesn't work, and doing this just for ourselves is incredibly selfish, given what's about to happen, not only on this biosphere, but on at least 50 biospheres throughout our galaxy. And surely there are other biospheres in the galaxy that aren't at crisis point, but could also use letting go of food, right?
Right.
So to do this for ourselves, for the biosphere, and for the galaxy. You say, now what else do you know? I know that opening an energy cross is most effective, and therefore opening to the energy of the future is most effective, while simultaneously being a portal for higher dimension beings, also being a portal for future beings. And they said, that's right, and they're clapping their hands and jumping up and down, and boom, here's the person from the future who was teaching me about stem cells a year or so ago, whenever that was, a couple years ago. This person from 4,000 years in the future who's just it's like, everybody knows how to do that. Duh, you guys don't even know how to activate your stem cells? Come on, it's so basic. It's like a preteen, It's giving us, I'm going to ask for the Activate Stem Cell Kit. And she gives it to me, and it looks like a really cheapo, plasticky doctor kit for kids,
Yeah.
A medical toy kit. So now, here comes somebody from the future. Wow. Oh. And they just kind of like walk into our body. It's hard to explain because it's a full-size person, but boom, then they walk into the body and they're tiny. And they're just changing all the settings in our mitochondria. Now, guides say, what do you know about mitochondria? Mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cells. They are where the metabolic processes occur. It's where energy is generated. They say, that's right. They're saying, what's the purpose of food? Energy, right? That's what the purpose of food is. And is there plenty of energy everywhere? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So does it even make any sense to think we can only draw energy from food? No, that's kind of crazy, right?
Right.
Energy is just energy, right? There's energy everywhere. There's plenty of energy buzzing through us right now, right?
Right.
You feel it?
Yeah.
So now we have to open up ourselves, like we can't force a healing on anyone or anything, right?
Right.
And so we can see how all of our cells have a funnel to be fed, and it kind of looks like a baby bird's beak also, a squawking baby bird, feed me, feed me. You see those cells and their funnels or baby bird beaks?
Mm-hmm.
and how their funnels are pointed toward food, right?
Right.
But how if we just turn them 90 degrees, turn them from out to up, it's like getting the channels up, right?
Right.
Then they'll be pointed up to where the living waters flows, right? So to get a vertical alignment at the cellular level, channels up at the cellular level. Wow! Everything has consciousness, right?
Right.
We define ourselves at the level of the physical form, usually, right?
Right.
But our cells have consciousness too, right?
Right.
So now we start to talk to ourselves. This is so great. And suddenly it's like we're a teacher in a huge classroom. And it's all the cells of our bodies, all the bodies, and they're teeny, teeny little cells and little cell desks. Little desks for little cell people. Are you aware? Are you able to connect with that? And we're just like tapping the baton, tap, tap, tap. Oh, a baton. We're going to sing. It's music class. We're going to sing a song. And the song is about love and beauty and truth and light and joy and courage and hope and willingness and humility and integrity and selflessness. So tap, tap, tap. Wake up, stem cells. You can grow up to be anything, anything at all. Oh my God, I understand it. We draw in the stem cell activations from the future. We activate our stem cells. Stem cells can grow to be anything. Nobody has suggested to them that they should grow to live on energy flow, right?
Right.
We can teach them how to do it, right? Do you see future beings?
Yeah.
And see what they're doing? They're kind of just flipping switches, changing settings.
Yes.
On tiny little, on machines that have to do with the cells. And they're making the cells be stem cells. That's what they're doing. They're activating stem cells. Here we are, tap, 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 talking to the cells in their desks. So once again, now we're in a vertical focus, right?
Right.
Saying to the cells, channels up. Now we're just going to teach them how to get their channels up. And they're babies. These stem cells are babies, you see? And so we teach them how to merge and drop their upward rising earth energy and get their channels up. Whoa! Let's do that again. Okay, merging with the subject, merging with the biosphere. Merging with the galaxy. These are all the stem cells throughout the galaxy. We're just teaching all the stem cells who already exist, right?
Right.
All the stem cells who already exist to merge with each other, and they're practicing the merge, and they're saying it's tickling and laughing, and then to get the upward rising flow so they aren't overwhelmed, and to get the channels up. It's an alarm. Emergency, 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 emergency. Clear the room, clear the room, clear the room, clear the room. Wow! Don't forget what you already learned. Remember what you learned. Remember what you learned. Wow. Don't go hunker down in bunkers. Hunker in bunkers. Don't go hunker in bunkers. Walk around. Help each other. Ask for permission to merge. There you go. This is how we get the energy flowing. It's training our stem cells to live on internal light. And again, that is not quite the right way to put it. It's not internal light, but it's not light like people think. It's the light that is always present. For all of us, it's the living waters. Living waters, to training us to live on soul essence. So we're activating our stem cells, whoa, and then training them to live on soul essence, and it's something an 8-year-old can do, can teach. It's something an 8-year-old can teach. It's like, well, this is, everybody knows how to do this. And again, we're in the classroom of all the cells. There's no way to consider everything. The only way is channels up, channels up, channels up. Trying to think our way through situations is really insanity. Right?
Right.
It doesn't work when things are changing really fast, right?
Right.
It only works when things are moving at a snail's pace, right?
Right.
Are things moving at a snail's pace anymore?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Chain us up in every moment. Chain us up in every moment. We can do it. We can do it.